Let's get real for a moment. Most survival gear being sold today is just expensive junk. It's designed to look tough and play into a fantasy, but when a genuine crisis unfolds, it will fail you. When the power grid collapses, the grocery store shelves are bare, and the world outside your door becomes unpredictable. Will your high-tech gadgets and military-style accessories actually help, or will they just be dead weight? This isn't about playing soldier or preparing for a zombie apocalypse. This is about practical, effective survival. It's about having the ability to stay warm when the temperature plummets, to cook a hot meal without electricity or gas, to generate your own power, and to communicate when the networks are down. True preparedness comes from having simple, reliable tools that serve a critical function. In this video, we're cutting through the noise. We've identified 9 essential products that are often overlooked, but will prove invaluable when everything goes wrong. These are the items that will genuinely keep you and your family safe and comfortable. If you're serious about being truly prepared for the unexpected, stick around. You might discover the one crucial piece of gear you've been missing. First up, at number 1, we have the rechargeable LED headlamp. Now, I know what you're thinking. I've got flashlights, I'm covered. But let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a real power-down scenario. It's pitch black, you hear a strange noise downstairs, and you need to investigate. Or perhaps a pipe has burst and is flooding your basement. In these moments, you absolutely need both of your hands free. Trying to perform any complex task, whether it's navigating debris-filled stairs, administering first aid, or trying to make a repair while clamping a flashlight under your chin or in your mouth, is a recipe for disaster. It's clumsy, inefficient, and will only add to your stress. This is where a headlamp becomes more than just a light source. It becomes an essential tool for maintaining your capability and composure. It provides a focused, direct beam of light exactly where you need it, your direct line of sight. This allows you to work, move, and react with both hands, giving you a massive advantage when every second counts. Modern rechargeable LED headlamps are lightweight, durable, and incredibly efficient. A good model will offer hours of continuous light from a single charge and can be easily topped up using a small solar panel or a power bank. Forget about scrambling for the right size batteries in the dark. You get consistent, reliable light. Look for one with adjustable brightness levels to conserve power and, critically, a red light mode. This feature is a game changer. The red light preserves your night vision, allowing your eyes to remain adjusted to the darkness, which is vital for maintaining situational awareness. It's also far less conspicuous if you need to move around without drawing attention. A headlamp isn't just a gadget, it's a fundamental piece of gear that enables you to function effectively when the world goes dark. Coming in at number 2. Heavy-duty work glove. This is an item that is so frequently and foolishly overlooked in survival kits. In a crisis, your hands are your primary tools for interacting with the world. You'll be clearing rubble, chopping wood, moving sharp objects, and potentially defending yourself. The environment will be unforgiving, filled with broken glass, splintered wood, and jagged metal. A simple cut might not seem like a big deal now, but in a world without immediate access to emergency rooms, antibiotics, or even clean bandages, it can become a life-threatening infection. Your ability to grip, lift, and work is paramount. One deep laceration to your palm or a crushed finger, and you are severely compromised. You can no longer effectively handle tools, carry supplies, or even prepare food. Protecting your hands is not a suggestion. It's a critical necessity. We're not talking about flimsy gardening gloves. You need to invest in a pair of serious, heavy-duty work gloves, the kind worn by construction workers or mechanics. Look for thick, reinforced leather palms, double stitching, and a secure fit around the wrist to keep out debris. These gloves are designed for abrasion, impact, and puncture resistance. Beyond just preventing cuts, they protect you from burns when working with a camp stove, friction from ropes, and even the early stages of frostbite in cold conditions. Think of them as armor for your most valuable assets. Get a pair now, keep them in your go bag, and start breaking them in. Stiff, new gloves can be cumbersome, so getting them worn in ahead of time ensures they are ready for immediate, comfortable use when it truly matters. Underestimating the need for hand protection is one of the quickest ways to become a liability in a survival situation. At number 3, we have a simple yet brilliant device, the manual water pump for large jugs. So many preppers do the right thing by stockpiling water. They buy the big 5, 7, or even 10-gallon containers. stack them in the garage and feel secure. But they've completely missed a crucial logistical step: accessing that water safely and efficiently. A 5-gallon jug of water weighs over 40 pounds. Trying to lift and pour from it, especially in low light or a stressful situation, is incredibly difficult. You risk spillage, which wastes a precious resource. You risk injury from straining your back, and you risk contaminating the water source with dirty hands every time you open the cap. It's a clumsy and unsustainable system, especially if you're injured, elderly, or trying to manage water for a family. This is where a manual water pump changes everything. This inexpensive, low-tech tool attaches directly to the top of most standard water jugs and turns them into a convenient, on-demand dispenser. With a few simple presses, you can dispense exactly the amount of water you need directly into a bottle, pot, or cup. There's no heavy lifting, no awkward tilting, and virtually no risk of spilling. It makes your water storage practical for daily use. Children can get their own water without help, and you can fill a pot for cooking without wasting a single drop. Because it's manual, it requires no electricity or batteries, making it completely reliable in any off-grid scenario. It's a classic example of a simple solution to a very common problem. You've already made the smart move to store water. Now take the final step to make that water genuinely accessible. This small investment will make managing your most critical resource stress-free when you can least afford any extra complication. Moving on to number 4, we have an item so common it's often completely underestimated: heavy-grade duct tape. Forget the flimsy, colorful rolls you find in craft stores. Moving on to number 4, we have an item so common it's often completely underestimated: heavy-grade duct tape. Forget the flimsy, colorful rolls you find in craft stores. We are talking about industrial-strength, contractor-grade tape that can genuinely hold your world together when it starts to fall apart. In a crisis, the fundamental rule is that things will break. Gear fails, structures weaken, and equipment wears down. You won't have the luxury of a hardware store or online replacement. This is where duct tape transcends its role as a simple adhesive and becomes one of the most versatile survival tools imaginable. Its applications are limited only by your creativity. A tear in your tent or tarp becomes a non-issue. A broken handle on a crucial tool can be repaired and reinforced, making it functional again. You can patch a leak in a water container, saving a vital resource from being wasted. A cracked window, letting in freezing air, can be sealed instantly. It can be used to fashion a makeshift sling for an injured arm, create a splint for a broken finger, or even serve as a temporary bandage over a sterilized wound in a desperate situation. Think bigger. You can use it to create rope, waterproof your boots by wrapping the seams, or improve the grip on your tools. The key is to choose the right kind. You need tape with a powerful adhesive, a waterproof backing, and a strong fabric-reinforced structure that resists tearing under stress. Look for brands known for their performance in demanding environments. Also, think about how you pack it. A full roll is essential for your main kit, but a space-saving trick is to wrap several feet of it around your water bottle, a lighter, or a flashlight. This ensures you have a usable amount of tape on you at all times without taking up extra space. It is the ultimate problem solver in a roll. Next, at number 5, is an item that recent history has taught us is non-negotiable: N95 or KN95 respirator masks. Before 2020, most people only associated these with construction sites or hospitals. Now, we understand their critical importance, but many still fail to include them in their long-term preparedness kits. In a true crisis, the air you breathe can become one of the most immediate threats. We're not just talking about airborne pathogens during an outbreak. Think about the aftermath of a natural disaster like an earthquake or tornado, which kicks up clouds of dust, asbestos, and other hazardous materials. Consider the thick, toxic smoke from a wildfire that can travel for hundreds of miles, making the air unbreathable, or the potential for a chemical spill or industrial accident near your home. In these scenarios, a simple cloth or surgical mask is nearly useless. You need a respirator designed to filter out microscopic particulates. N95 and KN95 masks are certified to block at least 95% of airborne particles, providing a crucial barrier for your respiratory system. Your lungs are incredibly vulnerable. Inhaling smoke, mold spores, or fine debris can lead to severe respiratory distress, long-term illness, or a debilitating infection at a time when medical help is unavailable. Having a supply of these masks is just as important as having stored food and water. They should be in your home, in your vehicle, and in every bug-out bag. Don't wait for a crisis to buy them. We all saw how quickly they disappeared from shelves during the pandemic and major fire seasons. Stock up now and store them correctly in sealed bags to protect them from moisture and dirt. Protecting your ability to breathe clean air is a fundamental aspect of survival that cannot be ignored. At number 6, we have one of the most versatile and valuable items you can carry, a durable, heavy-duty tarp. It's a simple sheet of material, but in a survival context, it's a portable roof, a ground barrier, a water collection system, and so much more. Its genius lies in its simplicity and multifunctionality. The most obvious use is for shelter. If you're caught without a tent or your primary shelter is compromised, a tarp can be quickly configured into a waterproof A-frame, lean-to, or other simple structure to protect you from rain, wind, and sun. This ability to create a microenvironment and get out of the elements is a massive psychological and physical advantage. But its utility goes far beyond that. Lay it on the wet or frozen ground as a moisture barrier beneath your sleeping bag to stay dry and conserve body heat. Use it to create a clean surface for organizing gear or preparing food. In a downpour, you can rig it to collect gallons of clean rainwater, a critical function if your other water sources are depleted or contaminated. It can be used as a windbreak to protect your fire, allowing you to cook or stay warm in bad weather. A brightly colored tarp can also serve as a large, highly visible signal for rescue aircraft. When selecting a tarp, avoid the cheap, thin plastic sheets. Invest in one made from ripstop nylon or heavy-duty polyethylene, with reinforced corners and sturdy grommets that won't tear out under tension. A size of at least 8 by 10 feet offers good versatility for 1 or 2 people, while a larger 10 by 12 or 12 by 15 provides more options for group shelter or larger projects. For its minimal weight and small packed size, a quality tarp delivers an incredible amount of utility, making it an indispensable cornerstone of any serious preparedness kit. Number 7, the manual coffee or seed grinder. When you hear manual grinder, your mind probably goes straight to a morning cup of coffee. While that morale boost is valuable, it's not the primary reason this tool is on our list. In a long-term crisis, a hand crank grinder is a crucial bridge between your stored food and actual edible meals. Many preppers wisely stock up on bulk dry goods like wheat berries, dried beans, corn, and seeds. These foods are calorie-dense, nutritious, and have a shelf life measured in decades. The problem, in their raw, hard state, they are practically inedible and difficult for your body to digest. A manual grinder solves this problem without needing any electricity. It allows you to process these hard grains into usable forms like flour, meal, or powder. That sack of wheat berries in your basement becomes flour for flatbreads. Those dried beans can be ground into a powder that cooks into a protein-rich porridge using a fraction of the fuel required to boil them whole. This ability to make your food supply versatile and efficient is a massive advantage. An electric grinder or food processor is a dead weight without power. A manual burr grinder, preferably with a ceramic or metal mechanism, works anywhere, anytime. Look for a model with an adjustable grind setting, allowing you to go from coarse to fine powder. This lets you adapt to what you're making, whether it's a rough meal for porridge or fine flour for baking. This simple, non-electric tool unlocks the full potential of your long-term food storage, turning abstract calories into real, life-sustaining meals. It's the missing link in many preparedness plans. Coming in at number 8, we have something incredibly simple yet profoundly useful: heavy-duty zip ties in assorted sizes. These unassuming strips of plastic are the ultimate quick-fix tool for a world where things are constantly breaking. They are lightweight, cheap, and require no special skills to use, yet their strength and versatility are astounding. In an emergency, you won't have the time or tools for complex repairs. That's when zip ties shine. A strap on your backpack tears under load. Cinch it together with a couple of heavy-duty zip ties and keep moving. A tent pulls splinters. Lash a stick to it as a splint and your shelter is functional again. They are perfect for securing a flapping tarp, bundling firewood for easy carrying, or attaching gear to the outside of your pack. But their utility extends far beyond simple fastening. You can use them to improvise gear, like hanging a water filter from a tree branch, creating a drying rack for clothes, or even securing a splint for an injury. The key is to have the right kind. Don't rely on the cheap, brittle ties that snap under pressure. Invest in UV-resistant, high-tensile strength zip ties, the kind used by electricians and contractors that won't degrade in the sun or become brittle in the cold. It's also crucial to have a variety of sizes. Small ties are great for minor repairs, but the long, thick 18-inch or 24-inch ties are what give you serious capability, strong enough to replace a broken strap or lash heavy items together. Pack a bundle in your car, your get-home bag, and your home kit. In a survival scenario where speed and improvisation are key, the simple, reliable strength of a zip tie can be a day-saver. At number 9, we have an often overlooked medical tool, the non-contact infrared thermometer. When we plan for survival, we focus on external threats, but often neglect one of the most common dangers: illness. In any crisis situation where sanitation is compromised and stress is high, sickness is almost inevitable. And when someone gets sick, the very first piece of information you need is whether they have a fever. A fever is your body's early warning system, and being able to detect it quickly and safely is critical when professional medical care is unavailable. This is where a non-contact thermometer becomes invaluable. Unlike oral or underarm thermometers, an infrared model allows you to get an accurate temperature reading from the forehead in seconds without any physical contact. This is a massive advantage for infection control, especially if you are caring for multiple people or a sick child. You can monitor someone's condition without waking them and without spreading germs from one person to another. In a world without doctors and readily available medicine, managing an illness before it becomes severe is paramount. Knowing a fever is present allows you to take immediate action, ensuring the person is hydrated, getting rest, and being isolated to prevent further spread. Some models even have a surface temperature mode, which can be used to check if water is properly boiled or if refrigerated food is holding at a safe temperature. Choose a reliable, battery-powered model and be sure to store it with a spare set of batteries in a clean, protected case. Health and safety are the foundation of survival, and this simple device gives you a powerful tool to protect both. Alright, we've covered our main 9 essentials, but I want to give you a few more. Think of these as bonus items, the kind of gear that takes your preparedness from just surviving to truly thriving. These are often overlooked, but they solve critical problems you'll inevitably face. Our first bonus item at number 10 is a folding saw. Many people pack a knife or even a hatchet, but a quality folding saw is one of the most efficient wood processing tools you can carry for its weight. In any situation where you need to create a fire for warmth, cooking, or signaling, you'll need a steady supply of firewood. A hatchet is great for splitting, but it's exhausting and inefficient for felling small trees or cutting limbs to a usable length. A good folding saw, on the other hand, cuts on the pull stroke, using body mechanics to your advantage and conserving precious energy. It allows you to quickly and quietly process a significant amount of wood, from finger-thick kindling to logs several inches in diameter. This isn't just about firewood. A saw is also a superior tool for building shelters. It allows you to make clean, precise cuts for frame construction, notching poles together, and creating a stable structure far more effectively than hacking away with a blade. Look for a model with a high-carbon steel blade that locks securely in place for safety. A blade length of 7 to 10 inches is a perfect balance between cutting capacity and portability. Unlike a bulky axe or bow saw, a folding saw disappears into a side pocket of your pack. It's a force multiplier, allowing one person to do the work of several, all while using less energy. When calories are limited and every task needs to be done as efficiently as possible, the clean, fast-cutting action of a folding saw makes it an indispensable tool. Next up for our bonus round, at number 11, is the concept of a fire kit in a hard, waterproof case. Most people throw a lighter or a ferro rod into their bag and call it a day. That's a critical mistake. Fire is life, but your ability to create it is fragile. A lighter can get wet or run out of fuel. A ferro rod is useless if your tinder is damp. A fire kit consolidates all your fire-starting components into one protected, organized, and absolutely reliable system. The foundation is a small, crush-proof and waterproof case, the kind used for storing electronics. Inside, you create layers of redundancy. First, your primary ignition, at least one mini bake lighter, and a quality ferrocerium rod with a striker. Second, your tinder. This is the most important part. Pack cotton balls soaked in petroleum jelly, stored in a tiny plastic bag to prevent mess, a small bag of commercial fire starters, and some char cloth. This gives you options that will ignite instantly, even in windy or damp conditions. Finally, add your kindling accelerants like small slivers of fat wood or a wax-infused fire rope. This entire kit might only be the size of your palm, but it guarantees you can get a fire going under the worst possible conditions. When you're cold, wet, and your hands are numb, you don't want to be fumbling for scattered components. You want to open one box and have everything you need, dry and ready to go. It transforms fire starting from a game of chance into a predictable, repeatable process. Our final bonus item, number 12, is a small solar panel and power bank combo. In the modern world, even a grid-down crisis involves electronics. Your rechargeable headlamps, your phone, which is still a powerful offline tool for maps, manuals, and entertainment, a handheld radio, or even that infrared thermometer all need power. Relying on a pre-charged power bank alone is a short-term solution. Eventually it will run out. A personal solar panel gives you the ability to generate your own electricity, making you truly power independent. We're not talking about a massive, heavy residential panel. Modern portable solar panels are lightweight, foldable, and designed for backpacking. A 15 to 25 watt panel is enough to effectively charge a 10,000 to 20,000 milliamp hour power bank on a sunny day. The strategy is to use the panel to charge the power bank, and then use the power bank to charge your devices. This creates a stable and efficient system, protecting your sensitive electronics from the fluctuating output of the panel. This setup allows you to keep your critical gear running indefinitely. You can keep your headlamps charged for nighttime security and work, power a radio for communication and information, and keep your family's spirits up with downloaded content on a phone. It's about maintaining a critical technological edge and a sense of normalcy when the world feels anything but normal. It's a small investment that provides endless returns in capability and morale.